Roster Watch Nation, what is up? Welcome back to the Roster Watch Mock Draft Show. I am Cody Carpentier. You can find me on Twitter at Carpentier NFL. And we're back again. It's Tuesday, and we're here to draft. We're here to walk you through the mock draft simulator. Today, going through standard and half PPR mocks. If you are in the chat on YouTube, I appreciate you. Drop a comment if you want me to draft from a specific position, and click that like, click that subscribe button, turn the bells on. We're cresting 2,000 subscribers on YouTube. Click that subscribe button. Do the honors. We appreciate you. And if you're listening on podcast, click that 5-star button over on Spotify because we don't have nearly enough reviews, and we gotta pump this thing up, baby. It's football season here. So we appreciate you guys tuning in and tapping in, but I'm going to go through a couple of simulations, and it's going to be standard and half PPR, as I mentioned before. The one thing I wanted to get through quick is that this past weekend was a big draft weekend. Big draft weekend. Everybody knows that. A lot of people drafted. I drafted. I had friends drafting. I want to walk you through because we got the Fantasy Pros simulator here, right? And we use this a lot for getting through drafts and teaching people, not teaching people, but like leading you to water. You have to drink. We're leading you to the water. You have to drink. And I just want to show you using the this is a draft that was done. And if you're watching on YouTube, you can see this. But this is a draft that was done. Help my buddy out for this draft. Superflex using the PPR cheat sheet. And it's a home league, right? So things happen. Defenses are going to go in round 9. You can see here Philadelphia went round 9 in this draft. That value is going to fall to you in those circumstances. And that's why you use the Roster Watch cheat sheet, the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet over at RosterWatch.com, because this is what happens, right? So this draft starts out Jalen Hurts. He has the 101 pick. He comes all the way back around to the 212, gets Trevor Lawrence, who in Superflex, a lot of people, he's going in late round 1. Tony Pollard at the turn at the 301, we get Tony Pollard. Najee Harris at the 412 and Calvin Ridley at the 501. Again, a lot of value there. Calvin Ridley on Underdog just crested the second round in, again, 1 QB. Najee Harris is a consistent third-round guy. Tony Pollard's a consistent first, second turn guy in 1 QB. This is Trevor Lawrence and Jalen Hurts as well, 2 first-round quarterbacks. Good value, great value using the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet at Roster Watch. And then we ended up with Christian Watson, Alexander Madison in the 7th, DeAndre Swift in the 8th, George Pickens pick 97 in round 9, Michael Thomas in the 10th, the third quarterback was CJ Stroud in the 11th, Dalton Kincaid as tight end 1, Zay Flowers, and then they had a couple defensive guys, Jalen Petrie, Derwin James, and we got Roschon Johnson in round 16 for this particular draft. So just showing you that not only does it work on Fantasy Pros, but it also, you can dominate and absolutely dominate and annihilate your friends using the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. This was on Yahoo. Then I had a cousin last night. He's actually, shout out Noah. He's in the Zach Bryan band. He plays guitar for him. I helped him draft last night. They're doing a band draft. And he ends up with Anthony Richardson, Austin Eckler, Breece Hall, A.J. Brown, Deebo Samuel, Darren Waller, Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk Cousins, Jonathan Mingo, Jaden Reed, Roschon Johnson, and Tyja Spears to finish that one out. Like, again, and he got Jalen Warren in there as well. The rosters you can build using the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet are truly maniacal because you're getting like backs like Warren and Spears and Roschon, and in this other draft, it's like it's half PPR Superflex, and you have Najee, Pollard, Madison, Swift, and then you get Roschon the 16th. It's truly unfair what this thing is doing, and it's just so dialed in right now. You can go find these cheat sheets over at RosterWatch.com. Version 4.2 for the standard and half PPR is up currently. 8.3 for the PPR and 8.2 for the Superflex, and they are updated and worked on maniacally daily by yours truly, Alex Dunlap, Byron Lambert, and the Trash Man. And it is just awesome. Alex deserves all the praise and all in the world because he's really taking these things to the next level over the last few weeks. But today we're going to be drafting. I'm going to quit sharing this screen. I'm going to share the screen right here. And we're going to be drafting this squad over here. Half PPR, 12-teamer. We're going to go from the 10 hole in this draft. And it's going to be 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 2 flex, 6 bench. We're going to be going against Yahoo, RTS, and Sleeper in the composite. And we're going to be using version 4.2 of the standard and half PPR sheet. And we're going to start this bad boy off right now, as soon as it loads. All right. So we're going to be picking again, like I said, from the 8-hole. I got to bring up my handy dandy cheat sheet on my other page so that I have a reference. Remember, go to top ranked. And the top 9 picks were McCaffrey, Jefferson, Chase, Eckler, Nick Chubb goes 5, Travis Kelce 6, Cooper Kupp 7, Tyreek Hill 8, and Bijan Robinson goes at the 9-hole. I'm losing my mouse on this computer. That's fantastic. So it looks like to me we're going to go Saquon Barkley here, and I want to just make sure we don't have an option because I think in half PPR I'm going to go Saquon anyway. So we're going to go ahead and take Saquon here at the 110. This mouse is driving me absolutely bonkers right now. All right, so it was Saquon or Diggs. We did have an option there, but we went ahead and took Saquon anyways. Pollard goes 11, Diggs goes 112, CeeDee Lamb 201, and Derrick Henry 202. So that leads us to A.J. Brown, Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and A.J. Brown. We have currently 2 spots ahead of Josh Jacobs. We're going to go ahead and take A.J. Brown and join the team. Everybody in the chat, I appreciate you guys. Jamie, I see you. Snowman, I see you. Thank you. Franz, what's up? Love it. We're going to be drafting the team with the Snowman next week. It's going to be exciting as hell. If you haven't already, go over to patreon.com/executives. And myself and Matty Kiwum, we're drafting with all the patrons that are at that tier and helping them go through drafts and stuff. And then Snowman's just an OG. So we're going to draft a high dollar team with him next week. And that's going to be we're going to dominate. I'm just going to tell you straight up. I know Snowman's listening. We're going to dominate this season. I promise you, Snowman. I promise you we're going to dominate that draft. All right, so we're back here at the 310. So for example, T. Higgins goes 304, Gibbs 305, Breece Hall goes 307, Ramondre Stevenson 308. We are half PPR. We started out with Barkley and AJ Brown. Now we're at the 310, looking at Joe Mixon, join the squad. Between him goes Aaron Jones, Mark Andrews, Kenneth Walker, J.K. Dobbins. And at the 403, Amari Cooper is going to come on down and join the team. I love the start so far. Justin Fields, 508. He might have made it to us. I don't think he would have. Looks like Hopkins or Montgomery is the option. Is it an option? It is not. Hopkins is 1 spot ahead of Montgomery. So we're going to go ahead and take wide receiver number 3 for this build. I like how this is coming together. I had a feeling Montgomery would fall to us. He does fall. Between our 5.10 goes DJ Moore, James Conner, Chris Godwin, Darren Waller. I love Darren Waller. Everybody knows that. 603 opens the door for David Montgomery. His ADP is 16 slots later than Javonte. So, for example, if you're given this option, I lean to David Montgomery just after David. I mean, after Dr. David Chow was on last week, I'm 100% in line with taking David Montgomery in front of him. I'm a little scared off. I am, because I forgot that when Dobbins came back last year, he only came back for a couple weeks and then he was off for, I think it was maybe 8 weeks or whatever before he had the good end to last season. I don't know. I love Javonte. He looks great, but I'm starting to get nervous. So we're going to go ahead and take Montgomery because Montgomery, like I said, the cheat sheet says take Montgomery. We're taking Montgomery. Round number 7. The last 3 picks, Justin Herbert, 707, Zach Charbonnet, 708, and Kyle Pitts, 709. It says Brian Robinson and then Antonio Gibson. We got to get a running back here, so that gives us running back number 4. So we got Saquon, Joe Mixon, David Montgomery, and Brian Robinson Jr. Wide receivers are A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, and DeAndre Hopkins. We need a quarterback and a tight end for the team, and then we got a couple of bench spots to fill out as well. 8.3 after Deshaun and Dak go off the board. Antonio Gibson is still there as well. We'll see if he's on the same line as anybody else. He is not. He's a spot ahead of George Pickens, so we got to get that other running back. So you get both the Washington backs. This Washington team, I think, is very underrated at this current stage. Sam Howell's getting a lot of buzz lately, but I just think overall this team is definitely getting overlooked as far as the talent across the board goes. 907, Elijah Moore, 9-8, A-Chain, 9-9, Treylon Burks. And now it's saying to take Dallas Goedert Michael Thomas or Cam Akers. Dallas Goedert, come on down, join the squad. Tight end number 1. And at the 10th round, 3rd pick overall, Roschon Johnson's ADP is 7 spots ahead of Kendre. It's like shit passing the night the last month. Roschon has jumped Kendre. Running back number 6 on the team. We're almost content there. We can take one last one right here and be done with Kendre. I love Kendre. We'll do that. So that gives us 4 running backs on the bench. We got 3. So that gives us 7 total running backs, 3 wide receivers. We got a tight end, so we don't need Ingram. So the next best would be, so we need wide receiver or quarterback. Quarterback's still there. Wide receiver looks like Gallup is the guy. Go back to all. And now it's saying to take Jalen Hyatt. And now we got to take our quarterback in round 14. And that leaves us with Rodgers or, wow, Byron put Rodgers ahead of Richardson. Well, the cheat sheet says to take Rodgers, but you know who I am. So I'm going to go against the cheat sheet. I'm going to bastardize it here in the last round. I'm going to take Anthony Richardson because I love Anthony Richardson. But the cheat sheet says take Aaron Rodgers. There's the answer. All right, auto draft the rest of the way. Always go Konami. Oh, my God. 97 out of 100, baby. All right, writing this note down. I got to fight for this one because in our PPR version, we got AR ahead of AR, Richardson ahead of Rodgers. Baby, I'm telling you what, this squad right here. Anthony Richardson, Saquon Barkley, Joe Mixon, A.J. Brown, Amari Cooper, Dallas Goedert, DeAndre Hopkins, David Montgomery, Brian Robinson, Antonio Gibson, Roschon Johnson, Kendre Miller, Michael Gallup, and Jalen Hyatt. That's the squad. Anthony Richardson over Aaron Rodgers. That's where I went. Byron might be upset with me, but you can't lie. Anthony Richardson is the Konami. He's the new Konami king. He is the most athletic freak quarterback we've ever seen in literally in the eternity of NFL football. We get him here in quite literally the last round. So round 14, I'll take it. This is the team using the Ultimate Draft cheat sheet at fucking RosterWatch.com. All of the Fantasy Pros experts had 95 out of 100. Let's go ahead and draft another team right here. But this one we'll do standard. All right, so we'll go standard, which is 0 PPR. And we'll go to, let's go first. You want to go first, second, third? Let's go third. Let's see. Jamie in the chat, he says, I love how Roschon is on all of your teams. Quite literally, all of the teams. RJ says, is John Mechie a sleeper? John Mechie, yes, we like John Mechie. Again, everybody knows he's had a long past year. The big takeaway really was that Trashman went down to camp and he said everybody ran with the ones because they just don't really have a complete crew. Robert Woods was only the one consistent guy. Obviously, it makes sense. He's the vet. And then it was Tank Dell and it was Nico. My question would be, can John Mechie supplant Robert Woods this year? I'm not sure. I don't think so because Robert Woods is just a savvy vet. So unless Robert Woods gets hurt, I don't think Mechie's going to have a role. But I would say 2024, John Mechie should have that role in the bag. But as far as this year goes, probably not. Probably not. Can't quit Roschon. Never can quit Roschon. Never. Any other questions here? Nope. Doesn't look like it. All right. Thank you, guys. We'll go to this one here. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receiver, 1 tight end, 2 flex, 6 bench, 1 kick, 1 D, using all of the ADPs from Composite, RTS, and Sleeper. And we'll use the standard version 4.2, and we'll draft from here. All right, back on the board. 3rd pick overall. It goes Justin Jefferson. It goes Bijan Robinson. Bijan Robinson goes 2 ahead of Christian McCaffrey. Whoa. We'll take Christian McCaffrey. Come on down. Join the team. It's that easy. All right. Round 2, 207. Josh Jacobs, the freshly signed Las Vegas Raider. And Amon-Ra St. Brown goes 208. And Garrett Wilson goes 209. So that puts Jalen Waddle on Team Roster Watch with Christian McCaffrey. 210 goes 211 goes Chris Olave. 212 Ramondre Stevenson. 301, Jalen Hurts. 302, Najee Harris. ETN falls all the way down to 303. We'll take him. We could have had Devonta there, but it's 0 PPR, so I'm going to take the running back in that situation, I think. 410, Miles Sanders. 503. Madison does not make it. Madison goes 501. Dalvin Cook goes 502. J.K. Dobbins 411. So we took Sanders at 410, and the running back didn't fall to us. Keenan Allen or Elvin Kamara here at the 503. Keenan Allen's a tier ahead, so we're going to go ahead and take Keenan Allen. Wide receiver 2. Round 6, 606, Brian Robinson, 6'7", Mike Evans, 6'8", A.J. Dillon, 6'9", Tyler Lockett. Montgomery falls to us here, and he is 3 spots ahead of Drake London for us. We're going to take David Montgomery. That is running back 4. So we have Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery as the starting 4 running backs. Also have Jalen Waddle and Keenan Allen at receiver. And we're going to add Chris Godwin right now. And then in round number 8, it says to take Trevor Lawrence as quarterback 1. Byron loves his quarterbacks, so it makes sense that we would get T-Law at some point in here. I know last draft we kind of fell all the way to the bottom before we got a quarterback, but it says here, take him. So we're going to do it. Michael Thomas, top of the tier right now. We'll take Michael Thomas. So that gives us some studs at receiver. Waddle, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, Mike Thomas. And then in round 10, Dallas Goedert falls a considerably far. We're going to get him here in round 10. That doesn't make a lot of sense. Round 11, Roschon Johnson. Again, always Roschon. I see in the chat, Jamie says, I bought a custom jersey with Roschon on the back instead of Johnson. I love that. I love that because it's Roschon every day. Good work, Jamie. I'd like to see a picture of that on Twitter. If you tag me at Carpentier NFL, that'd be dope. I'll retweet that because I love that. Roschon idea. Let's do it. All right. So currently we have 5 running backs: Christian McCaffrey, Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, and Roschon Johnson. We have 4 wide receivers: Jalen Waddle, Keenan Allen, Chris Godwin, and Michael Thomas. We have a tight end, Dallas Goedert. We have a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. So we're kind of open to the board. And the board says, give us Deuce Vaughn. If you haven't watched The Pick Is In Yet on Roku, it is fantastic. It features basically Deuce Vaughn and Chris Vaughn at the end, and it's a great series. All right, wide receiver round 13, Michael Gallup. We have one more spot left, and we can do any position we really want. Do you want to grab a backup tight end for Goddard? Nah. Do you want to grab a backup receiver? We have Gallup. We have the 3 receivers on the bench. Why not take a running back or it's 0 PPR, so let's go ahead and take Jalen Hyatt just for that deep downfield upside, and that's what the cheat sheet says to do anyway, so let's do it. We'll auto-draft the rest of the way through. Get a 90. Oh, they didn't like this one as much. 90 out of 100. 90 out of 100. Pretty good draft. Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. Christian McCaffrey at running back with Travis Etienne, Miles Sanders, David Montgomery, Roschon Johnson, and Deuce Vaughn. At wide receiver, we got Jalen Waddle, Keenan Allen, Michael Thomas, Chris Godwin, Michael Gallup, Jalen Hyatt, tight end Dallas Goedert, quarterback Trevor Lawrence. They give us a 90 out of 100. Derek Brown says 93. Andrew Erickson says 92. I'm happy with it. Pat Fitzmaurice gives us a B+. Come on, Pat. What are you doing? I like that, though. All right, maybe I should do one more draft. Should I do one more draft? You guys want to see a what do we got in here? Let's see if I can do a PPR 8.3. Let's do a PPR, huh? This is supposed to be standard day, but let's do PPR. Why not? All right, plug that in. Plug that in. Why not do PPR, baby? 12-man, pick 6. Oh, wait, he said to pick 6. 12. Oh, he picked 6. Okay, gotcha. Goff, Bijan, Pollard, Ridley, Hopkins, Kincaid, Kamara. Bench is Javonte, Herbert, Sky, Quentin Johnson, Algier, Laporta. That's a pretty solid squad. That's a pretty good squad. Nice job, KQHO, Keku. Goff is a sus. It's sus to just go out there with one quarterback like that, but I'm cool with it at his level. Fine with it. Ridley, Hopkins is dope. I don't love your depth as far as wide receiver is going, and double rookie tight end is definitely a ballsy go, but it's a solid team. I think the running backs are going to hold you down. I think Sky's going to be nice. I would probably not roster Algier, but you do have Bijan, so it makes sense from your roster. All right, so I got to switch up my cheat sheet on my page. We're going to go ahead and run a PPR. I just switched it up on you guys. We did a standard. We did a half PPR. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do a full PPR just because I'm a nice guy and we got done with that pretty early. So I'm going to go ahead and run another mock for you. This will be a PPR using version 8.3 from RosterWatch.com. Remember to go check that out. Also, if you're watching live, please click that like button, click subscribe. Closing in on 2,000. The season's around the corner. We appreciate you guys tapping in, tuning in. Lots of stuff is cooking. Remember, patreon.com/executives to hang out with me and Matty Kiwoom, my boy. We got a couple shows a week. Dynasty, Cornerstone, all those type of rankings. Just projected all of the winners from the divisions in the conference this year. And we do have some exciting news coming out next week for a show that may just be 3 times a week. So we appreciate you guys. Let's get through this PPR draft ASAP. Number 3 overall, McCaffrey goes 1, Jefferson 2. We're going to go ahead and take Chase here at the 3rd overall selection. At the 207, Amon-Ra goes. Devontae Adams goes 2.8. Chris Olave goes 2.9. At the 210, we're on the board here with Joshua Jacobs in the pocket. There's our running back number 1. He just signed fresh in Vegas. Taylor goes 11. Mahomes 12. Jalen Waddle 301. Deebo Samuel 302. And we get Joe Mixon or Devonta Smith. I'm going to go ahead and take Devonta Smith here because I already have Chase. I don't want to have Mixon as well in that offense, and I need another receiver, so let's go ahead and do it. Round 4, we got Keenan Allen. Between Keenan Allen and the 503, we got Fields, Kenneth Walker, Hawkinson, Akers all go, and that makes DeAndre Hopkins fall to us here at the 503. So that's wide receiver number 4 on the team. So we started out with Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, running back Josh Jacobs. And in round 6, if you don't get Darren Waller, you ship it up to Boston to get Hayden Hurst, but we get Darren Waller. I love Darren Waller. Let's go. 27, 28% target share this season. I'm just hyped. Please stay healthy. Please stay healthy, Mr. Darren Waller. All right, round number 7. Between the last pick was Brian Robinson, A.J. Dillon, Mike Williams, and Khalil Herbert. We're at the 703 now, and it's saying Mike Evans is the best available, so we're going to take a 6th straight receiver. Round 8, the 2 tight ends are up here on the board. Well, actually, it's 3 tight ends, but we already have Darren Waller, so we're not going to take any of these guys. These guys have fallen. All of these guys. Doesn't make any sense. Fantasy Pros, fix your ADP tool. Kittle's ADP is 52. Pitts is 70. Dallas Goedert 69. We're picking here at 94. None of these 3 cats should be on the board right here. So we're going to go ahead and act like they're not because that's unrealistic, and we already have a tight end. So Addison would be the pick in a real world. We're going to go ahead and take Addison. And again, those tight ends are still there. So now we're just completely loading up on receiver. I'd like to go running back here, but I'm trusting the process. This receiving room is absolutely stoinked. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Keenan Allen, DeAndre Hopkins, Mike Evans, Jordan Addison, Michael Thomas. That's 7 receivers. We are DONE done at the wide receiver position because Roshan is here in round 10. Kendra's here in round 11. Round 12, pick 10 overall. Njoku just went. Rondell Moore, Pat Freiermuth. Again, we're not going to take Evan Ingram because we already have Darren Waller. We don't have a quarterback. We could take Van Jefferson as another. Let's take Evan Ingram as a backup tight end. Says he's the best player available. Let's go ahead and just do that. Take Ty Chandler. And with the last selection, I'm going to go ahead and take quarterback. Okay. Tua Tagovailoa. Join the team. Oh, my God. That was horrible. They just donkeyed us. That was a horrible grade. Well, I don't know what to tell you. That was a horrible grade, but that was a good team. I think they just didn't like our depth at running back. I think that was the big issue there. Really wide receiver heavy, but it is what it is. Oh, you know what I did? I fucked that up. I did standard, didn't I? Oh, my gosh. All right, you have to ignore that. Let's run it back really quick. I really messed that one up. I had standard scoring selected with the PPR cheat sheet. Of course it's going to do that. Of course. Idiot. Tell me in the chat, tell me I'm an idiot. What the fuck are you doing? Golly. Completely just did that. That makes sense why some of those guys were falling now. Okay, cool. Awesome. Let's run this back. Rewind. All right, we're back on the board. That's why that makes sense why Bijan went. Okay, god dang. All right, Jefferson 1, McCaffrey 2. Let's take Chase. Let's restart this bad boy right here, starting fresh. We'll come back here and get Jacobs. Get Joe Mixon. Get Amari Cooper. Hopkins. Javonte in round 6. In round 7, we're going to get David Montgomery ahead of James Cook. In round 8, we're going to get our boy Jordan Addison. Now you can see those tight ends did not fall because that would have been just stupid. All right, Michael Thomas in round 9. So the team so far through 10 picks, the 10th round is going to be the 10th round pick is going to be Elijah Moore right here. And then around 11 is going to be Roschon like it always is. So to start out through 11 rounds, we got Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Jordan Addison, Michael Thomas, Elijah Moore, and Roschon Johnson in the 11th. In the 12th round, it says we got enough receivers. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm done at receiver. We'll take our quarterback and Anthony Richardson. We'll take our tight end and Dalton Kincaid. And the last selection can either be one of these guys. Van Jefferson, there it is. Round 14, auto draft. This is definitely not going to be a 60 overall. 97. We totally redeemed ourselves. I don't know. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Trash Man. Or Jesus Christ. Thank you, Harry Snowman. Too many long names. Harry Snowman, thank you. I'm not an idiot. I just am an idiot because I clicked on the word standard and I should have clicked on the word PPR. As you can see, do not use the PPR cheat sheet to draft a standard roster because that will not obviously look good. That's why you use the specific cheat sheets for the specific drafts. PPR, we totally redeemed ourselves. 97 out of 1 freaking 100. We finished with 97s. That's how it's done. Anthony Richardson, Josh Jacobs, Joe Mixon, Javonte Williams, David Montgomery, Roschon Johnson, wide receiver Jamar Chase, Amari Cooper, DeAndre Hopkins, Jordan Addison, Michael Thomas, Elijah Moore, Van Jefferson, tight end Dalton Kincaid, and the quarterback to end all be all is the one and the only Anthony Richardson. I am Cody Carpentier. Thank you for tuning in to the RosterWatch Mock Draft Show. I'll be back on Thursday. We'll be running through a couple more. It is the biggest week in fantasy football week. This is the real week 0. There's no games this week for the NFL. This is what real week 0 in college football is, a whole tangent in itself. It's fake. It's fugazi, false. Push against it. The week 0 in the NFL is this week, the biggest week of them all for drafting. Stay tuned into RosterWatch.com. Use the Ultimate Draft cheat sheets for all your drafts. Succeed and get 97s, 98s, and 99s out of 100. Thank you guys, and we'll be back on Thursday. I'm Cody. Doses.